Having a smart home is pretty cool. However, using a bunch of apps to control it, it's really not that smart. Today, I'm gonna show you how to eliminate all those apps, and I'm gonna give you a tour of this beauty. Chris, let's take him for a ride. All right, so this is gonna be very educational and also very pleasing to the eye. I'm gonna talk about some of the most known and popular lighting apps, HVAC apps, access control apps, and then we're gonna talk some smart home stuff. Let's start right here at the front door. All right, so let's talk about the doorbell. In this home, we do not have a smart doorbell. And just to make it clear, keep in mind that sometimes aesthetics and design are gonna beat us, and I'm okay with that because we're still secured with outdoor cameras. However, this is a piece of equipment that almost everybody has in their house. Ring is a full line of security. They're gonna have a doorbell, they're gonna have spotlights, they're gonna have floodlights, they have a full lineup. However, this isn't about Ring. In this specific scenario, we have IP cameras. IP cameras are wired with a CAT cable from the camera to NVR to provide power and data. At that point, we still have a separate app for the camera system, but in our scenario, we believe that that is more reliable because if you don't have internet with Ring, your cameras will not work. In this scenario, if you don't have internet, the cameras will still work, you just won't be able to view them from your phone. All right, enough security, let's go in the house. All right, so we're in the library and let's talk audio. I understand that some people don't like to listen to music and read, but hey, I like a little calming music in the back. Sonos is one of those apps that everybody knows about. Sonos is a great app because they have amplifiers that could be connected to the in-ceiling speakers that we have in this room. They have different Play Ones, Core Ones, sound bars, different wired and even battery operated wireless equipment that you can combine into one app and control all of your music in the house. But guess what? You're not always gonna have 2-channel stereo. Sometimes you'll have a surround sound. Let's go to the living room and check that one out. All right, so in this beautiful living room, we have a 5.1 surround sound. Keep in mind that Sonos does not make audio video receivers, AVRs. So we had to go with Denon. Now Denon does have their own app that is going to allow you to control the surround sound, and they even have a partnership with HEOS. HEOS is a multi-streaming app that is going to allow you to, just like Sonos, buy different amplifiers and different wired and wireless devices to put them in your app. Another app that you may end up using is the app from Samsung. This is the Samsung Frame. Yes, it's a television. I know there's a lot of art in this home, but this is actually a television. This is another app that you may end up using to change the pictures, to control the television, or even see what's in the backyard. Let's go check that one out. That's correct. If you have the correct cabling, you can plug in your NVR to your television and have live image of what's going on in your house. Nest and Ring have released some integration with some TV brands that allow you to see the doorbell on the television. Check that out, that's pretty cool. I got a pair of in-ceiling speakers out here that can be added to your audio system as a separate zone of audio that's gonna give you full control. If you use Sonos, you'll need a separate amplifier. If you're using something like Control 4, this will just be a zone of audio in the system. Keep in mind to have reliable Wi-Fi everywhere. So in this scenario, the Eero app is an app that you may end up having on your phone. Eero is a network app that is going to give you control and access of everything in the house to make sure that you have reliable Wi-Fi out here and still full control of everything going on in there. Now in this backyard, you can add another zone of audio and have a pair of satellites or landscape speakers, but that's enough of audio. Almost got it, but before we go inside, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're here to help. Your feedback will be appreciated. Leave a comment, ring a bell. Let's go inside. All right, now let's talk lighting. Lighting is extremely important. I'm going to do my best to keep it entertaining and I just throw up information on y'all, but Lutron Caseta and Philip Hughes are your biggest lighting brands. Pros and cons to both. Today we're going to focus a little bit more on Lutron Caseta because that's what we have in this house. Lutron Caseta has a full lineup of dimmers, switches, and lamp modules. That's basically all they control. They are built for a smaller home. I believe that the limitation is 80 devices that can be added into the Caseta ecosystem, but lighting, it's a big part of smart homes. It's an app, the Lutron Caseta, that will allow you to turn your lights on and off. But keep in mind that when it comes to lighting, it's bigger than going to your phone and turning some lights on and off. You want to have scenes, you want to have audio video integrated, and with the Lutron app, you can't do that. I am going to show y'all how to put all of those in one app, but before that, let's go to HVAC. Nest, Ecobee, I'm sure you heard about those, both individual apps that have thermostats that allow you to control them from a smart home. In this scenario, we have the Honeywell Pro Series, which does have a smart app, but once again, it's going to be an app of its own, standalone app that only controls your thermostat. As we're talking apps, another app that you may end up with is the alarm.com app. When it comes to your security is going to have its own app. In this scenario, we have an IQ panel. This is a Qualys system that is integrated with alarm.com for simple integration, but then again, it has its own app. How do we combine all of these into one? Let's go check out the rack. Sorry, I'm trying to put together why you haven't subscribed to the channel. These videos take a lot of work. We want to educate you and keep you entertained. So look, listen, and live with Empire AV. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the link below. All right, back to the video. Did you know that the average household uses 11 apps to control their house? Well, our client doesn't. He uses Control4. A lot of the apps and products in this household do have their own app, but nobody wants to use all of them separately. Our client reached out to us and set up a Control4 system. I'm going to show you the rack, and then I'm going to bring this video in to show you the features of having this app. As you can see, we have our network, our top, our security system, power management. We have our Control4 controller, which technically speaking, this is what this video is all about. Just that little piece right there, because guess what? Everything else is standard amplification by Denon. Actually, let me take that back. We do have an audio matrix in here, but everything else is standard amplification by Denon. We have LTS camera system. We have Lutron Caseta lighting. We have Honeywell thermostats, and then we have MyQ integration. But in this scenario, here's the app. Let's talk about it. Let me show you that Control4 app, because in this scenario, every room in the house is going to be part of the drop-down. From there, you can select the room that you want to control, and it's going to show you all of the features that you can actually use in that room. Our watch feature is going to turn on our television and allow us turn this into the universal remote for the television so it can control it. The listen feature is going to ask you to select the audio streaming devices and the sources that you want to use for the room. Please keep in mind that this specific homeowner uses Spotify. However, Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, all that stuff is built into the system. Now, one thing that you get to see here is the status of the entire house. From here, you can see all of the audio zones that are currently playing this specific radio station. You notice that the game room is active on a different scene and playing something different. Control4 is not the only single ecosystem where you can try to drop everything into. You still have Alexa, you have Siri, you have Google, but keep in mind that you're going to be limited, and no matter what, you're going to end up using multiple apps. Control4 is the way to go, and if you need any help, we're here to help. Thank you for tuning in today. Like always, don't forget to look, listen, and live with Empire AV. See you on the next episode.